Hello. Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. So, tomorrow we have Ripple's Swell, and we have a big announcement coming out from Ripple, and yet XRP, and not just XRP, the whole crypto market continues to sell off. We saw in the morning, we saw a sell-off, but the sell-off intensified. We'll talk about why maybe this is happening, even though we're getting good news, but the market continues to sell off. Is my theory correct? We'll talk about that. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile and smishity smash that like button. That was a little bit off key. I'm sorry for that cringy singing. Currently, XRP is sitting at $2.36, down minus 6.5% on the day. It was actually a lot lower or more extreme of a sell-off. XRP dropped all the way to 229, but then bounced back with the rest of the market. Ethereum dropped all the way to 3,500. Bitcoin dropped here to 105, has snapped back to 107. Solana down 10%, dropped all the way to 164. So the crypto market, Solana is even dropped to lower levels than it was on October 10th. XRP got close to the support level, but not anywhere near. Ethereum also dropped to levels it saw on October 10th. So actually XRP is holding pretty okay relevant to where it was on October 10th. Bitcoin also snapped down under the support level, but has come back over that. And so this is an interesting scenario. You can see signals here from all the moving averages. This is Bitcoin, XRP, right? They're all telling us the same thing, basically. And you know what happens usually after this, unless you have something really bad that happens, some bad news, the market historically snaps back after this. Again, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. I'm not a prophet. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. This video is for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. Okay, be very careful out there. The market could pull back more. But what history has told us that after pullbacks like this, we do see recovery, but nobody knows, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen, even though we had not that yet. Where was it? I forgot to bring it up. Technical difficulty time, right? We had the president coming out and saying, that he wants crypto to be number one, right? And that the competitors are trying to get into the market too. And so, when you hear that and you see that, does it make me bearish on the crypto market? No. Does the price action concern me long term? No. Does the price action concern me short term? A little bit. Of course, you'd rather see green in your portfolio and not red. But day to day, I try not to stress too much about ups and downs. We've seen much more extreme action. We've seen much more, extreme action both ways. And people will say, well, if you can't deal with these kinds of movements, how are you going to deal with bigger movements, right? And so there's always going to be that possibility. I think after October 10th, everybody is a little bit immune to movements, right? But we did see a big amount of liquidations again, over $1 billion. And so again, we need to be very careful out there. Most of it is coming from Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. XRP, not that. 23 million, but if you look at the market cap of XRP and how much got liquidated, right? So Ethereum and Solana got hurt bad there. And it's interesting because if we go back and we think of what Bollinger said about the market, he was telling us that it looked like they were primed for an upward movement. So you see, even legendary investors and people that invented indicators and things like that, sometimes they might get it a little bit wrong, or the indicator might get a little bit wrong. Nothing is for sure in the market. Nobody knows exactly how things are going to happen and how they're going to react. Okay, again, very, very important. I just want to also remind you that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or send me any money. Those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. Okay. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now's the time to do so you don't miss out on any video. Ring the bell so you get notifications about every video that drop. You can also join the membership or drop a super thanks to support the channel that way. And of course, we have the email list where you can be part of that and sign up and get the 1348 indicator as part of the deal there. And you have also our partners that you can sign up to that, and then you get the indicator. So if you're interested, link is in the description down below. And also, again, follow me on X so we can always be in contact and you can always know what's happening, get the latest up-to-date news. I try to be active on both as much as I can, but you know, life, kids, time difference, right? So I try. I tell you, I try. So maybe XRP is holding relatively to the rest of the market because of the big announcements. So first, we had Ripple announcing that Ripple Prime breaks ground in the US today with launch of digital asset spot prime brokerage capabilities, allowing clients to execute OTC spot transactions across the most prominent digital assets and stablecoins, including XRP and RLUSD. Now, straightforward, you might say, well, Avi, this is executing OTC transactions, and that wouldn't really affect the price of XRP straight off the, from transactions. And you're right about that. But there are benefits for what they are doing. If this video gets more than 3,000 likes, I'll make a follow-up video where we talk about why this is a good thing for XRP and not just RLUSD and Ripple, right? And the commissions that they're going to make, which, by the way, could be beneficial for XRP, but we'll see. Okay, and if the video gets more than 3,000 likes, we'll do a follow-up video and we'll talk about that. Okay, but also happening tomorrow is Ripple Swell. I didn't go this time, maybe next year. New York in November, but it's beginning of November. It's not that cold, right? And listen, look at the lineup. I mean, you got people from Bloomberg, BNY, Citi, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, MasterCard, CME, Moody's, State Street, DBS. So massive amount of high-level Franklin Templeton speakers and institutions that are participating in this conference. And just this shows you how this wouldn't have happened last year, right? November 4th to 5th last year, before the election, this lineup would have never happened. Why? Because Ripple was still in the court with SEC, right? And the government was still looking at crypto with a crooked eye. But now we're in a totally different scenario, again, with the president saying these kinds of things. So now you have a lot more confidence, you have a lot more acceptance of crypto, of XRP, of Ripple. And this is the lineup that we're seeing now in Ripple Swell. It's kind of mind-boggling. And it just gives me confidence long-term in the crypto market. Again, I don't know. Anybody that's been watching me for a long time, I say it and I say it and I say it, but I don't know what's going to happen. And anybody that knows exactly what's going to happen, they don't know. There was one influencer that said recently that he thought the market was going to sell off significantly because of an indicator. Even though all the peak bull market indicators, none of them flashed, he was seeing something else that he thought there was going to be a sell-off. And people went after him on Twitter and were very mean and, but so far we are selling off since then. So, he could have been right and he could have been wrong. Everybody was saying the opposite. Now everybody is like, oh, it's the end. Crypto Twitter is very, very negative right now. But usually when when you have the most negativity, that's when the big money comes in and they start swooping and accumulating, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't know. And you see Gemini also talking. It seems that they're referencing also Ripple Swell. And we also had RLUSD that came out a year ago, So Ripple announced here 1 year, one big amount, 1 billion market cap, 1-to-1 USD backed, the #1 trusted and transparent stablecoin for institution with Ripple Prime, G Treasury, and Rail now joining the effort. RLUSD and XRP will drive faster, efficient, and compliant settlement worldwide. This is how we advance the future of finance. And so we'll see. We'll see. This is a lot of promise, but let's see where the price is. Okay, that is what basically everybody's interested in. Let's not beat around the bush, right? People are interested in the price because they want their portfolio to look, better. And that's why most people invest in an asset, because they want it to go up. That's what most people want. The thing is that not everything goes up. That's not how markets work. Okay, so we have to remember that. And again, there's a big difference between short-term investing, mid-term investing, and long-term investing. And there's a total different outlook. You have to remember that, okay? And well, we still have the XRP ETFs. We'll see if they come soon, right? People are talking about the next coming weeks, according to insiders from Bloomberg and things like that, that are ETF experts like Eric, and I forgot the other guy's name, but they are talking about the next 2 weeks, according to the filings, and if the government is still shut down, that's when we should see the XRP ETFs roll out. So again, that is something that we need to watch as well going into this week. Again, when I see these kinds of sell-offs and I look at the stock market and I see that the stock market is actually green today, right? And the VIX, the fear indicator, is actually down today, right? But then I flip over to the crypto market and it's unraveling again. So I say to myself, okay, what is the reason? Is retail selling? Probably not. Is it the leverage that is unraveling? Yes, but it could still be that big institution or someone big that got hurt here that is still unloading assets, or someone big. Because why is this happening? Why? Negativity? Okay, but there's no negative news. And so when I see this, I'm like, okay, I've seen this before. We've seen this happen. And looking back and remembering what happened in the past, it leaves me in a state where I'm not running for the hills. Okay, that's just me. Again, that's my opinion. This is my views. This is how I'm seeing things as someone that looks at the market every single day for the past 4 or 5 years intensively. And this is what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I don't know. But this is just what I think is going on and my theory. Okay? Don't forget to check out the links in the description down below. Drop a comment, 8 for Infinity and beyond, and smash that like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.